Alright, it's time for the serious video to come through. Hey guys, so it's me, Soresan, obviously, as you can clearly tell. This is a serious video that I've been trying to upload for the past couple of weeks. It's finally here. It's finally time. I'm recording this ahead of time to make sure that I can edit it and do all the stuff by the time the video goes up, right? So there's a couple topics I want to touch on. It's kind of like a huge update, but it's also like a very serious, like deep thoughts video type of thing. It might be a little long, and I apologize for that. The first thing on my list is apologizing to you guys, the fans, the viewers, the subscribers, and all that stuff. Not only for my lack of content, but my poor quality on the limited content that goes up on the channel. I've been really stumped this past couple months since I started my new job. It is a lot of stress on me because my job is really far from my house. I usually don't get back home till really late at night, and by the time I get home I'm really super tired, so I don't really have a lot of motivation to upload videos. And obviously there was a situation where X and Y was dragging me through the mud and I just couldn't handle it. But of course this isn't supposed to be a pity party for me. I'm supposed to be apologizing to you guys because as a content creator, as a YouTuber, I should be doing my best to strive forward and make as much content as possible for you guys to enjoy, because you guys are here for a reason, right? I should be putting my best foot forward so that you guys actually have stuff to watch and stuff that you can enjoy. I just feel so bad with how mediocre I've been. Like, I have never been the most like creative and like more off the top whatever. I haven't had the best quality and whatever, but I should be at least striving for that, right? Even though this is a secondary, it's a hobby, let's put it like that. It's a hobby, but at the end of the day, it's still a hobby that there's people that participate and they should have the best of the best, right? Granted, I'm not saying this is a change that's going to be like from today to tomorrow, but it is something that I want to strive for. The second topic is obviously the main reason why there was so much drama. I mean, I guess you want to call it drama, but a lot of lack in support for this channel in the past 2 years, I want to say, is the more shipping war, and I'm gonna call it that because that's what it was. I want to kind of go into my reasonings for why that happened on this channel and that type of thing. I'm not apologizing to them though. That war, I mean, it's one of those things where we just have to look past and move on. At this point, the X and Y is over. Just move on. So clearly, obviously, if you guys watched my X and Y reviews, you guys know that I have a huge distaste for Serena as a character. Which, I mean, it started off very early on. Like, it's not something that just happened in the last couple, like, months or so. It's something that's been going on for quite a while. In fact, I probably would say it started around the first performance and the way they tried to play off her character. Which I wasn't too fond of. Like, before I was kind of mad with her. Like, in the beginning I was okay with her, but then afterwards I was just like, whatever. But it was at that point in time where I believe I started having like a dislike for the character. But it wasn't a big deal, right? I mean, it's just so whatever, you know. I don't like the character. Big whoop. But it later turned on into the big sour thing that was on this channel. And one of the things that I will admit, it's my fault for handling it the way I did. I'm not apologizing for the way I handled it, and if I could go back in time and change it, I wouldn't. I feel like I stood my ground. That's pretty much the way I see it. I could have handled it better, sure, but I don't regret doing it the way I did. It cost me a lot, right? If I had been more subtle about it, or maybe I tried to be more reasoning in certain situations, I might have a bigger following, but I don't. I have to live with it. That's how consequences work. You made your bed, now you gotta lay in it, right? That's how it works. But I want to give you guys an inside thought on how my process came to be that type of person on this channel. Before the more shipping wars really like took off the way they did, which was, I mean, straight up, the shipping wars for this generation, or well, I guess it would be last generation at this point, got so muddy and so dirty because of the other side. That's literally how we're gonna put it. I, as a avid Serena I wasn't a hater at that point, but as a person who didn't like Serena, and I didn't necessarily get a lot of flack because I didn't voice my thoughts as loudly as I probably should. I mean, I didn't do it as much as I did later on. The thing that sparked it inside of me to do it more active and more like basically shout it to the top of the mountains is I saw other fellow people that didn't like Serena as a character in multiple forums on Amino and in certain areas that just were discussing them not liking the character be harassed and attacked by the crazy maniacs that were the worshippers. Now, they're still around, don't get me wrong. I'm using a past tense because that's when it started. Seeing these people get attacked for just stating the fact that they didn't like the character, and they always provided facts and reasonings for why they didn't like the character. Worshippers didn't care about that, right? That's the main meat of that war. Worshippers never accepting the flaws of the character. Now the thing is, we never said you couldn't like the character. I've liked bad characters in the past. It's just a matter of the fact that you have to accept that they're a bad character. Just because you like something does not mean they're automatically perfect. And that was the main problem with that war. We had logic people on this side who were just stating facts of what Serena as a character was and how she was being handled. And the other side, which was the worshippers, talking about how there's nothing wrong with her, she's perfect, she's the best character in the world, when realistically speaking, she's one of the worst ones in the series. Again, we were never saying you couldn't like the character. You just had to open your eyes and admit that she was a flawed character, which none of them ever did. I should lie. I shouldn't say that. There were a select few people that were able to at least accept that fact and still like the character. We had no issues with them. In fact, I had one of those same people on this channel once. Granted, I felt like he was pandering in certain times. You know, because, I mean, that's just his brand, whatever. I don't really care. That's the type of person he was. I was okay with it, though, because he at least accepted the flaws. Sure, he probably should have conveyed that when he was making his videos, and he probably didn't, because the few that I saw, he was just talking about her in a good, positive light. But that's besides the point. The point is, at least he admitted some things, right? And there were others like him. Don't get me wrong. There were others like him, but the majority were not like that. In fact, the majority is what hurt those few people. To the point where that one person, right, the one person I'm talking about, I'm not saying names though, he probably knows I'm talking about him, especially when I bring up this point. When he announced his loyalty to Lily, and I wouldn't say he like straight up admitted his loyalty to Lily, but when he switched his ideas to Lily and liking Lily as a character and wanting Ash to be with Lily, he got attacked by the same people that were behind him during his worshipping discussions and all that stuff. The same people that were with him turned on him because he switched to a new person. Granted, I mean, that just shows a lack of loyalty to a character, whatever, that's his business. I don't really care. But the fact of the matter is, the same people that used to praise and root for him turned against him. Just because he likes a new character now. And just because he wanted Ash to be with a new character now. That's ridiculous. That's how savage these people are. And I know for a fact that he likes to see the world as you know, the glass half full kind of situation. Like there's always another side of things. No, these people aren't like that. They don't give a fuck about what you say. They're always right. That's just how they've been. That's what made this war so damn awful, and what really dragged me down, and why I probably should have stopped watching X and Y as soon as that shit started. The thing that really harmed me in X and Y reviews was the stupid worshipping crap. Which brings me to the next point. X and Y, X, Y, and Z reviews, and the overall thing about it. Now this is pretty much, I think, the last time I'm ever going to talk about X and Y, or X, Y, and Z, or Gen 6 in general. Unless I do like a top 10 where I have to do like, or not a top 10, but like a top whatever list of ranking stuff if people ask for it and all that stuff. That's, I guess we'll talk about it again then. But as a normal topic, this is the last time I'm ever gonna even mention Gen 6. Gen 6 as a whole feels like a very like bad transition into the next saga, because the problem with X and Y is that it not only tried to be different than the rest of the series, but it also did it in a very, very bad way. There was mistakes all over the place, and I know you guys, if you watch my reviews, you know I nitpick the fuck out of that series, but I do that all the time. That's just how I am. And I couldn't enjoy that show because of how many flaws and problems were with not only the writing, but the way the story kept progressing. They never fixed their mistakes. They kept just making it even worse. There was a lot of problems with the characters and the Pokemon, and none of the side characters were even relevant half the time. And that war at the end was just complete awful. The villain team was just a tacked on, last minute, 6-episode mess of a story that had no purpose in even existing at that point. Zygarde was kind of handled mediocrity. Like, I still think the only character that they even remotely did well was Bonnie, and that's saying a lot because she's not even supposed to be important. Like, Ash was terrible. I'm sorry, I have to just come. Ash was a terrible character in that saga. The fact that they try to dismiss everything prior to X and Y made his character even worse. Because I know a lot of people were praising him for being smart, but the fact of the matter is, he still was rejecting everything that got him to that point. It was like this was just a new person, right, with a new attitude about everything. That's not Ash. The only Ash quality he had was the fact that he was always trying to save his Pokemon. And that was only in the beginning. After that, he didn't give a fuck. Greninja was handled completely like shit. It was literally Infernape 2.0, except to a worse degree, and the rest of his squad was complete trash. None of them had any development whatsoever. Clamont was irrelevant for the majority of the series, and you guys already know how I feel about Serena. That's a topic that doesn't even... If I had to touch on that topic again in this video is going to be an hour long, and I do not want to go through that again. The fact of the matter is, that show was a complete shit show that should not have existed because of how badly it was handled. I always blame the writers, but I also have to shine the spotlight when the characters themselves are flawed. Because just because it's the writer's fault does not make the character good. The writers still make the characters, so the characters are bad regardless of who I'm blaming. That's a point that people used to bring up all the time. Oh, don't blame Serena, blame the writers. Serena's still a sucky character regardless of the writers or not. Right? The writers made her like that, so she still sucks. Anyways, so in terms of X and Y, I really just, looking back at it, and it's why I'm doing what I'm gonna do now. When we get to the next point, I should have stopped watching it. I really should have stopped watching it because I know for a fact if I'd stopped watching it, none of the issues that came up afterwards would have happened because I was miserable. Okay, this is me confessing to you guys. I was miserable reviewing the X and Y reviews, the X, Y, and Z reviews, all that shit. I was miserable. I literally felt like I was stabbing myself every time I had to watch an episode because I had to make a review for it. And I know I had people tell me, you know, maybe you should have stopped. Maybe you should stop. But at that point in time, because I had promised I would finish it, I just had to finish it, which really hurt me in the long run. Like I really should have stopped. I should have listened to them. Obviously they're looking out for me because I know for a fact you could tell I was not happy making those reviews. I never was. Like at one point I actually tried to make it fun. I tried to like look at a specific point in the episode and try to make that like a happy point and like go off of that and bounce off. I couldn't do it though. There was so many problems that reviewing the show just became a chore. A chore that I didn't want to do ever in my life, and it obviously resonated. It was obviously visible because a lot of people kept talking about it, and it sucks. Which also brings me to the Volcanion topic. The Volcanion movie, I have decided I'm not even gonna watch it, and I'm gonna tell you guys why. Because I want to move on to Sun and Moon. I just want to move on from Gen 6. Going back and watching the Volcanion movie is like going back to that moment of me needing to just put myself through misery just to make a review for you guys. I'm not going to put myself through that. I refuse to watch that movie because even if it's good, I know for a fact I'm going to hate it based on the fact that it's Gen 6. I'm being real here. This is going to be complete bias. If I watch that movie and it's even somewhat remotely good, I'm still gonna hate it because it's Gen 6 and it has characters I don't like in it. So it would be an unfair, unjust review for me to watch it, because if it sucks, well, I mean, fuck, I put myself through a shitty movie to make a review. But if it's good, I'm still gonna nitpick the fuck out of it. I'm still gonna hate it to the point where people are gonna be like, oh, well, here he comes again talking crap about Gen 6. I don't want to do that. I don't want to put myself through that awfulness ever again. So I'm just not even gonna touch it at all. Moving on to the Sun and Moon reviews. Now, by the time this video goes up, the very first review of Sun and Moon should be up. And if it's not, I want you guys to tell me in the comments to stop being a little lazy ass bitch and make the damn reviews. Okay? I need some backup here. I need to be forced to make these reviews. I literally, if I don't upload a video from now on, you guys need to call me out on it. Because that's going to be my motivation, because then I'll know, hey, these people really want to watch my videos. I need to start getting my shit together and start, making my content and uploading and shit like that. Call me out on it. I really want you guys to do that from now on. So if I didn't upload the Sun and Moon review by now, call me out on it. That first episode review should have been up by Saturday. If it wasn't, call me out on it, okay? But Sun and Moon is going to be a new transition. I'm hoping that the show is good. I really hope that the show is good. But I do want to touch on the Gen 6 thing again. If at any point in Sun and Moon I do not like the show anymore, I'm not going to put myself through to X and Y again. I will literally title whatever that episode is, this is the final episode review, we are done. And I'm never going to watch Sun and Moon again. Because I'm not putting myself through that. I just can't. I did it with Gen 4. That was a pain in the ass. I did it with Gen 6. I will not do this again. I cannot put myself through these situations anymore. It literally hurts me inside when I have to force myself to watch something I know I don't like. So I'm not going to watch it anymore. And I will let you guys know. This is the last episode review. I'm done after this. I'm never watching Sun and Moon again. And I'll just wait for the next whatever saga is or whatever. I did get a new intro for it. Like I said, if I uploaded the first episode review, you should see it. I'm planning on having multiple intros depending on how far I get into the show. At a certain point, I'm gonna call it the halfway point of Sun and Moon. If I'm still watching it by then, we're gonna get a new intro for that, and then after that, we're gonna get one when season 2 eventually comes out, and then obviously the halfway point of that, and blah blah blah, 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 all that stuff, right? That's kind of the plan for that. But I'm hoping it's good, right? I'm interested in the concept that they brought up when they revealed the Sun and Moon anime stuff. I'm interested in how they're gonna handle it, but at the same time, I gotta be wary because it could just be another X and Y, where the premise is somewhat nice, but then they just fuck it up in some way. But I don't know. Moving on from that, equipment. Now, obviously, as many of you should know by now, my equipment is literally just my laptop and the webcam on the laptop and the mic that's installed inside. I have already purchased a new microphone, a Snowball, whatever the hell it's called, the blue Snowball. It's this black. It looks really cool. I don't know when it's gonna get here. Hopefully by the time this video is up, I will have it. It's gonna be nice. Hopefully. My boy Joey has been using it. It sounds really crisp, so I like it. So I'm gonna be using that as my new mic. I eventually want to get like a clip-on one because you guys know how I used to make videos standing up. I want to go back to that, so I need to find like a good clip-on mic. I don't know where I'm gonna be able to find one. If you have any thoughts or ideas, let me know in the comments. If you know of an Amazon link, let me know as well, so I can like order it off of Amazon. We can get it and all that stuff. Eventually, I do want to buy a webcam, like an actual webcam. And just a regular vlogging camera so that when I can make videos outside, not just be in my room the whole time. That's for later, right? As for right now, the new mic should be at least somewhat a new change until I get the clip on and I can make videos standing up and all that stuff. So that's the current plan. I'm still living here. If I get permanency at my job, which hopefully will happen soon, eventually I'm going to move. After I get a new car, because that's like the first thing, get a new car and then get a new place to stay, but that's later on down the road. Eventually, when that does happen, the current plan is to move in with a friend of mine. We're both gonna get a place together, and I'm gonna try to make sure there's like at least a room that I can have as like an office space. Like maybe we can make it our gaming room, but I can also have like a space that's just for like my videos and stuff like that. Current idea, have a green screen, right, as an option. Get better like editing stuff and just learn more and more and more and all that stuff. Just progress. Like I said, I'm trying to improve the quality of this channel. So that's the current plan for that. The Switch is eventually gonna come out. I do wanna use that. If the whole Let's Play thing works with that, that's obviously gonna be another equipment that I'm gonna be using quite frequently. The next topic is the new schedule, right? The new schedule for right now, because there's still not final dates for all this stuff. This schedule will be up on the About section of the channel, so if you guys ever forget what's gonna be there, and that's where you're gonna be able to call me out on my shit. If a video's not out, then you know. So on Mondays, the current plan is to have, since I believe Sun and Moon will be out on Mondays, I will not be able to review it on Mondays. I'm gonna have to wait till Tuesday for that. But on Mondays, if the battles from my team have happened by then, you're gonna get an Elysian League battle, or an Elysian League video, right? The battles for that week on Mondays. Tuesdays will then be Sun and Moon reviews. If we go by the idea that Sun and Moon is going to be coming out on Mondays, which I believe that's when the first 2 episodes came out. They came out on a Monday, so that's why I'm assuming they're going to be coming out on Monday. So you get the reviews on Tuesdays. Wednesdays for right now is free day. I have no idea what I'm going to do with that. Eventually, I might come up with a new series for that. Thursdays, they're empty with possible soulings. The soulings are going to stay on Thursdays, but the thing is, because I want to make those better, and I want to be like more editing oriented in those episodes, they're gonna take a little longer to make because I don't have a lot of time during the day to like do that. But if not every other week, at least once a month, I want to have a souling episode up. That way we have that, and they'll be on a Thursday. Fridays is still Viewer Fridays until Fairy Tail comes out. Then Fridays will then be Fairy Tail reviews if they come out on Fridays like they used to. But for right now, they're Viewer Fridays. Of course, I don't have any suggestions, so well, it's just an empty day until people start requesting stuff. The other thing is, if I have I'm gonna have an anime time a month, at least one every month, and they will be on a Friday. I'll let you guys know ahead of time on Twitter when an anime time is gonna come out, so that you guys can pay attention. Saturdays are now gonna be Yokai Watch days, so instead of being on Sundays, well, then on Saturdays. The funny thing is, again, this is also assuming Pokemon's on Mondays. Pokemon's on Saturdays, well, obviously they're gonna stay Pokemon, and then I'll just move Yokai Watch to Tuesdays, and vice versa. You know, also. But I'm having Yokai Watch on Saturdays. I'm just gonna stay with one episode a week because until I feel comfortable enough to do 2 a week, they're gonna be like stuff like that. Now the big one for Saturdays though is that I'm gonna officially have a stream schedule. Twice a month. The second Saturday of the month and the last Saturday of the month. Obviously by now we missed one, so this is for the future. Like this is from now on at 9 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time. Whatever that time zone is for you guys, convert it. I'm not gonna do it for you right now. I'm lazy. But 9 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, Saturdays. The first Saturday will be a themed stream. We're gonna just get a random topic. You guys can suggest some on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, by the way. That's probably something you should do. Or in the comments during the videos, before the Saturday comes here. I might have one of my own. If there's something big in the news or something related to anime or video games or something interesting that I feel like it's interesting to talk about, that's gonna be our first Saturday. It's gonna be a themed stream. Now granted, those might be shorter than the other one, but just know for a fact that it's gonna be themed by one thing. So no going off topic ever, okay? If we're talking about one thing, we're staying on that one thing the whole stream. Got it? The last one, right? The last Saturday of the month, which is gonna be the second stream. Again, it's still at 9 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, but that's gonna be the vlog style, the one that we're so accustomed to doing, where we basically just talk about everything that happened in the month, my life, personal life, what we've been watching, just everything and anything. Those are obviously gonna be longer. Now, the thing about the streams though is that they also depend on whether Joy wants to do something crazy. If for some reason Joy wants to do something on a Saturday, I will let you guys know on Twitter. Again, follow me on Twitter. And then it will be moved to Friday, that Friday. So look out for that. But at least you guys know there's at least a specific day, or a specific day and time for the streams. Or the second Saturday and the last Saturday of each month. The first Saturday is themed. Second Saturday is the everything and everything. And last but not least, Sundays is it's open. It's open to suggestions. If there's a specific show that I used to do, or a specific series I used to do on the channel, and you want it to come back, Sundays is there open. I might do like a Smash video one week where I upload a replay or whatever. It could be anything. It literally could be anything. Or there could just not be a video at all. But Sundays right now is still open. Eventually, when Insurgents comes out, I do want to do a Let's Play of that. And since it's just me, I can do it by myself whenever I want. I'm probably going to put that one on Sundays. But we're still debating. I'm still concerned. I'm still thinking about it. So next up is obviously, I want to thank you guys for all your support. I know it's been a real hassle being a subscriber of mine. You've had to endure a lot, and I apologized earlier, and I want to apologize again. But I want to thank you for sticking with me. I know it's not the greatest thing in the world. It's not the most fun thing in the world to have to deal with my ass. Okay, I apologize, but I want to thank you guys so much for being here. I have 520 something. I don't remember the exact number right now of subscribers, and I couldn't have gotten here without you guys supporting me throughout all this. I'm hoping to get to 600 by the end of the year. If we make it even faster, I might upgrade that to a higher number. Who knows? Maybe this could be our year. But I really want to thank everyone for being with me and supporting me through all this, and hopefully 2017 will be a bigger year for the Crockxen clan. We're gonna have new stuff. Well, I shouldn't say I have a new animator, but I have somebody that I can get commissions from for animation and like art drawings and stuff like that. On top of the fact that I still have Swishy to be my Elysian League artist and stuff like that. So looking forward to the possibilities of this year. If you have any suggestions, any thoughts, whatever the hell you want to say in the comments, you can literally call me out on anything. You can say whatever the hell you want. This video is for you guys. This is where you guys can vent just like you allowed me to vent throughout the last 2 years on X and Y, and allowed me to vent here today. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're able to make it through all this 30+ minute video. I apologize. I told you guys it was going to be really long. But thank you guys for being here again, and see you guys in future videos.